Yo, what's up, guys, and welcome to the week 2, going into week 3 of the MBL Team Builder. Sorry about the delay, but we were not able to battle because of some issues. I do have Emvee here with me. You can say hi.
We're back again, guys. We are the W Masters here to show you all once again our incredible crafting of this team that we have here.
Okay, Emvee's definitely hyping it up, but yeah, you guys should go ahead and subscribe to him because the battle will be on Emvee's channel. Monday, right? Monday? Should be?
I believe so. Yeah.
All right,
I think so.
Should be on
same day,
channel.
right? Or yeah.
Yeah, I'm assuming because this is gonna be up. But I don't know if the battle's gonna be on his channel at the same time. We'll see. But in any case, and also check out our opponents, Chimpback and Kyle Ken, both longtime friends of mine. But yeah, we'll be playing versus them. They have a very threatening team. I think they have one of the best teams, in my opinion. With like Volcanion, Crocodile, they have Aegislash, Kyurem Black is ridiculous. They have Heal Pulse and Aromatisse as well as potential Trick Room options, Stealth Rock of course, and like Rage Powder, Sleep Powder on Vivillon. But why don't you go ahead and discuss the first mon that we got up here, buddy?
Sure, man. So we got here Alolan Raichu, which is a very cool set. I actually like this set a lot, especially since we got some tech with this knockoff here. It's just a great way to be able to fake out something and give us an opportunity for a Pokemon like, for instance, Suicune instead of Tailwind, or give us maybe another opportunity to prevent a mon from attacking us or doing something to us while we knock something out, freeing up a slot for us to attack with. And we like knockoff is really cool because it actually hits things like Hoopa, for instance, which
yeah, for the KO.
Naturally has a good SPDEF stat, but like knockoff is just gonna OHKO it completely.
Yeah, also getting rid of like Focus Sash, Life Orb, Assault Vest, things like that. We originally had Psychic on it, but opted for Protect because Psychic only hits one mon, which is Chestnut, which is definitely a threat to our team. But I feel like Protect is good because we do have Earthquake on multiple mons on this team, even though they do have Wide Guard options and Aegislash, but we do have a few mons that can deal with that. And again, we just want to knock off just to annoy them a little bit and just stab T-Bolt, fake out knockoff, Protect, making us faster than their fastest mon, which is Kyurem Black. Basically the fastest mon that we can outspeed, which is Kyurem Black. And then Raichu matches up pretty well because it can Thunderbolt and whatnot, can knock off Crocodile, and it just pairs really well with the what were you saying?
Yeah, it hits everything except for it hits everything pretty much except for like Chestnut and
Kyurem.
I guess Krook.
Yeah,
yeah.
But we can knock them off at least, and that'll help a lot for damage outputs. But next up we have Suicune with Safety Goggles. Safety Goggles is cool because it does avoid Rage Powder as well as Sleep Powder, and this allows us to get up our Tailwind. We're actually running Ice Beam, Hidden Power, Electric. Ice Beam is nice because it deals with Chestnut, does about like 20-something% to Kyurem, which is actually pretty key for a few other mons in our team, while also hitting Tornadus and Vivillon. And we do have HP Electric. HP Electric allows us to do some damage to Volcanion. It's a guaranteed 3 KO, excuse me, on max HP Volcanion, whereas with a little bit of chip damage from like Rock Slide or something, it will be a KO on it'll be a 2-hit KO on non-max HP Volcanion. But we wanted to set up Trick Room for Tailwind for the team, considering Buzzwole, Arcanine, Garchomp, even Celesteela under Tailwind are all really threatening for our opponents. We're not quite sure yet if we like going non-Scald, because Scald could be cool for being Aegislash. And we were also talking about potential sub-toxic Protect Scald set, which also could have been really cool versus them. But
yeah, true. I feel like this kind of coverage set is pretty good, even though like it doesn't really do much to Aegislash. We have a lot of other ways of dealing with it, like with Chomp, with Buzzwole's Ground DMZ. We have that like, specifically for Aegislash.
For Wide Guard Aegislash,
yeah. Exactly, for like Arcanine as well, being able to do a lot to that Pokemon. Yeah. So Suicune is just nice, especially with Safety Goggles, like we can avoid Sleep Powder, which is really crucial because of their Vivillon can be really annoying with putting stuff to sleep.
Exactly,
like
Sleep Rage Powder and all that stuff too. Yeah. And getting up Tailwind and whatnot. Again, it's really good for the team. And Suicune was also a water resist, which is something, a water and a fire resist, which is something we definitely needed for Volcanion. And weakening Volcanion with HP Electric is pretty cool for like Celesteela in the back, as you guys will see. So why don't you go ahead and talk about the next mon? Nice little moveset we have here.
Yeah, we got a very interesting moveset here. So we got Garchomp, nice Mega Chomp here, Strong Jaw, coming back once again. And we're actually running a pretty similar set to last time. 3 attacks Protect, I think is what we had last time too, right?
Yep.
But this time we're running Rock Slide Earthquake, which is cool. It hits a lot of things on their team, like Earthquake, being able to hit Volcanion, Aegislash, just everything that is on the ground, while Rock Slide being able to hit like Tornadus, Vivillon, and etc. Even like Volcanion on a balloon potentially if they try to do something like that. Dragon Rush is cool. Like we opted for so initially we had Poison Jab, and the reason was because it hit stuff like Chestnut,
and
like
Aromatisse.
And Aromatisse. But we figured that Kyurem was kind of a bigger threat in that sense, and so we decided to run Dragon Rush because in its mega form, we will be able to OHKO it. Yeah, exactly.
This is a zero bulk Kyurem, which they're definitely not going to have, but with Raichu's faking out or knockoff even with that chip, Garchomp can get that KO with Dragon Rush, and it's always going to be a KO after a little bit of chip damage, whereas Dragon Claw would not do enough.
And we have seen, I guess in the past in week 1 and stuff, when they ran their Kyurem, they did run a lot of speed, but they wouldn't necessarily need to run a plus speed nature, meaning that our Garchomp is actually going to be able to outrun it, hopefully. So yeah, we can see
in regular form we do. And,
in regular form we automatically do. If in Mega, like because like Kyurem is faster if they're running like a plus speed nature, but I don't think they would do that.
Yeah, and we could always stay in regular and like fake it out with Raichu, and then next turn knock off plus Dragon Rush will be able to knock it out in regular form. So that's just something to add. That way, if we want to outspeed them, and both Raichu and Garchomp outspeed Kyurem. So that's one thing. Obviously, it's 75% chance to hit, but it does have a nice 20% chance to flinch too. Maybe we're a little bit under prepped for Aromatisse because it can be a little bit annoying with the heal pulse and whatnot, but our last 2 mons, you guys will see, can deal with that. So next up we got Buzzwole, and this is going to be pretty cool because Buzzwole under Tailwind is a complete monster to them. Earthquake with Groundium Z does do 98% minimum to Aegislash in the shield form, so if they want to use like Wide Guard, if we have Buzzwole plus Garchomp out, will be good. And it also does break through King Shield, doing about 20-something%, which isn't that big of a deal, like that much damage obviously, but it helps a lot later for like spread move Earthquake and whatnot. Superpower deals with Kyurem Black, does a lot to Meloetta, knocks out Crocodile and whatnot. And the Nice Punch is there because it can deal with like Chestnut as well as Tornadus. Another option we could have had was Poison Jab. Poison Jab would have been cool for Aromatisse to it killing it while also hitting Chestnut, but then we don't get to hit Tornadus. So we opted for.
I feel like with these moves it's pretty fine. Like Aromatisse isn't too big of a threat to us, like too big of an issue. We mainly have coverage for just being able to beat like the major threats to our team. Versus like fatter mons, like we could probably take them out over time, but they can't really do much back to us, I guess, in a sense, because we have Pokemon like for instance the last two, which are pretty good versus Aromatisse. I think it's just better to have moves like Ice Punch or just moves that can hit more of their offensive mons, especially under Tailwind.
Yeah, and because we are running Tailwind, we can actually afford to run Adamant on our Buzzwole, because we will be able to outspeed stuff. It also outspeeds Modest Volcanion as well, which is pretty solid. Yeah, next up we have, you can talk about Arcanine if you want.
Yeah, so we got Arcanine here. We got here the Firium Z, so we're of course bringing 1 Z crystal each for each of us here. And this is actually a really cool set. I actually feel like this is going to put in so much work versus their team because of the amount of coverage it has versus them, like Flare Blitz being able to hit Aegislash, being able to do a lot to Crocodile, probably OHKO Hoopa if anything because its defense is really bad, hitting Tornadus, Meloetta, Aromatisse. Like literally their only fire switching is what, Volcanion, but like we also have Wild Charge, which can blow that back, and then E-Speed is really cool for priority, especially if they run like Tailwind on Vivillon or like even Trick Room or something. So it's just really nice, especially with the Firium Z being able to, if we like if for some reason Flare Blitz might not be able to OHKO something, we have that Z-move there, which can do like a heavy amount of damage to one of their Pokemon. And it's nice with Intimidate support. We have a good amount of bulk on this thing as well.
Yeah.
I guess we can take some good Shadow Balls with like the Spit F we have.
And again, it does outspeed Hoopa, as was mentioned, which is pretty big prior to Tailwind, so that's really big. And next up we have Celesteela. Celesteela is actually really cool versus them. Earthquake plus Rock Slide hits the majority of their team. Heavy Slam deals with Aromatisse while just dealing damage to Kyurem as well. With Assault Vest, we can take multiple hits from Hoopa, from Tornadus, and we have Acrobatics because if they knock us off a Crocodile, which is pretty much their best attack to hit us outside like Superpower, our Acrobatics is boosted and it becomes a threat for something like Chestnut, as well as doing damage to Meloetta if it's the fighting form. I think it's Step
Pirouette
form.
with knockoff or something.
Yeah, or it's Pirouette or Step the other one. I don't know.
Yeah, it's pirouette.
Okay, so it's pirouette. And Celesteela just matches up really well versus them, and enough speed to outspeed Tornadus Therian max speed with the tailwind up, exactly, and just add him in nature. We just made it a really offensive one. So the nature of the team is get rid of Aegislash early because it can wide guard and stuff. So with Ground EMZ or with Fire EMZ, or even knock off Thunderbolt. If it's weakness policy, it could be a little bit annoying, but it can't attack and defend at the same time. So we can deal with it. Is what we're trying to say.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And I feel like you're just using like something like keeping like Aegis, Arcanine and Celesteela in the back would be really cool because I feel like those two mons would like do really well late game, especially after we like we're planning on initially trying to get up like Tailwind or something, and then trying to just like plow through their team as best we can, and then keep like these like key win conditions in the back.
Exactly. And we also have two mons, Malamar and Comfey. We didn't actually make sets with them. They're gonna be our like I guess our bait mons, more so to deter something like Chestnut from coming, or to scare out. I mean, Kyurem's gonna come either way. There's no reason not to bring Kyurem. Kyurem is a monster, but maybe to scare it a little bit, maybe be in the back. That way, it gives us a nice Raichu, Suicune lead. And yeah, Comfey's pretty cool. As we actually have a set. I don't have it here, but what was it? It was like Calm Mind, Draining Kiss, or something like that.
Yeah. Something, yeah.
It was something like that. But so if we do choose to bring it, we will. But I don't think we're bringing it. But yeah, Suicune plus Raichu are good as a lead, and then like Garchomp, Buzzwole, Arcanine, Celesteela to abuse it. And the cool thing about Celesteela as well is it does dodge Earthquakes, which is why we thought it'd be a very, very solid mon. Like checking Crocodile, only taking damage from knockoff, and then being able to to also like threaten their offensively.
Right, yeah. So like we're thinking of keeping Garchomp, Celesteela on opposite sides, of course, so that we can abuse Earthquake and Suicune, Arcanine, I think on opposite sides too, right?
Yeah, exactly. And what this allows us to do is pretty much like have our Z moves, have our mons to abuse it, and then also Celesteela is really cool because it does give that one side an answer to Aromatisse as well, because we'll be eating up Aromatisse's attack for days and about to be doing some damage to them.
Yeah, exactly. Each side has its own Aromatisse answer, like one being Arcanine, another being Celesteela.
Exactly. But in any case, guys, like I said, go ahead and check out Emvee's channel. His link is down below. The battle will be up on his channel. And do you have anything else to say, buddy?
Hey, man, just wish us the best, and let's just go into this, not get hacks, and if we do get hacks, let's hack them back harder.
Oh, my God. Okay, anyway, goodbye, friends.